Hi all, my name is Matthias Braham, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology. In this lecture, we discuss about the operation of a cellular system. In the cellular system, each cell containing a base station, antenna, and controller and the transceivers. The major job of controller will be to handle the call process, that is, the number of mobile unit active. Also, the movement of mobile unit from one cell to other cell. The base station is connected to a mobile telecommunication switching office, that is MTSO. A single MTSO can handle multiple base stations. There is a connectivity between MTSO and base station, that is either wired or wireless. The major jobs of MTSO includes to connect the calls between the mobile unit and the telecommunication network, assign voice channels, perform handoff, monitor the calls for billing purpose. There are two types of channels available between mobile unit and the base station, that is control channel and the traffic channel. The control channels are used for exchanging information to set up and maintain the calls and establish a relationship between mobile unit and the nearest base station. The traffic channels is used for carry voice and data between the users. This picture shows an overall structure of an cellular system which include MTSO, base station, antennas, controllers and the users. In this area, we discuss the major functionalities of an MTSO. First one is mobile unit initialization. In this case, the mobile unit scan and identify the strongest control channel. After finding out the control channel, they will send handshake signals between mobile stations and the mobile unit to identify the user and the location. Second one is it will always scan to identify the movement of mobile unit in the cell. In the second phase, the mobile originator call. In this case, it will check whether the channel is free. After identifying the channel, it will send the pre-selected number corresponding to the channel. Next one is paging. In the case of paging, the MTSO try to connect the corresponding mobile unit. A paging message is sent to the base station to the corresponding mobile number. The paging signal is always transferred through the channel. When the call is accepted, the mobile unit identifies the setup channel. Then mobile unit sends a response to message to base station, then to the corresponding MTSO. The MTSO will set up a circuit between calling and called base station. And also MTSO will identify the traffic channel within the cell and notify the corresponding base station. During the ongoing call process, the voice and data will be exchanged through the entire base stations and the corresponding MTSO. When a handoff occurs, that is, when a mobile unit moves from one cell to another cell, a new traffic channel will be assigned to the corresponding base station. This figure shows that how a mobile unit can communicate with another mobile unit. What are the major steps involved in the process? Other functions of MTSO include, first one is code blocking. During the mobile initiator stage, suppose if all the channels are busy, then mobile try to get a new channel. If it is fails, a busy tune will be returned. Call termination. When the user hangs up, the MTSO will inform that the communication is over. The assigned traffic channels will be released. In the call drop, the base station cannot maintain the signal strength, so that the channel will be dropped and the corresponding information will be sent to MTSO. This was the first generation of cell phone technology. It is introduced in the late 70s with the fully implemented standards being established throughout the 80s. It is the first cellular mobile phone network utilizing a 1G analog system. 1G is an analog technology and the phones generally had poor battery life and voice quality, was large without much security, and would sometimes experience dropping of calls. These are the analog telecommunication standards that were introduced in the 1980s and continued until being replaced by 2G digital communication. The maximum speed of 1G is 2.4 kbps. Cell phones received their first major upgrade when they went from 1G to 2G. The main difference between the two mobile phone telephone systems 1G and 2G is that the radio signals used by 1G network are analog while 2G networks are digital. The main motive of this generation was to provide secure and reliable communication channel. It implemented the concept of CDMA and GSM. It provided small data services like SMS and MMS. Second generation 2G cellular telecom networks were commercially launched on the GSM standard in the Finland. During 2G cell phones are used for data also along with the voice. The advance in technology from 1G to 2G introduced many of the fundamental services that we still use today, such as SMS, internal roaming, conference call, call hold, and billing based on services examples. The maximum speed of 2G with the GPRS is 50 kbps or 1 Mbps with the Edge. In 3G, third generation, this was the standards for most of the wireless technology we have to come to know and love. Web browsing, email, video downloading, picture sharing, and other smartphone technology were introduced in the third generation. It is introduced commercially in 2001. The goals set out for 3G mobile communication were facilitate to greater voice and data capacity, support a wide range of applications, and increase data transmission at a lower cost. The 3G standard utilizes a new technology called UMTS, that is Universal Mobile Telecommunication System. This network combines aspects of the 2G network with some new technology and protocols to deliver a significantly faster data rate. 3G has multimedia services support along with the streaming are more popular. In 3G, universal access and portability across different device types are made possible. 3G increased the efficiency of frequency spectrum by improving how audio is compressed during a call, so more simultaneous calls can happen in the same frequency range. Like 2G, 3G evolved into 3.5G and 3.7G as more features were introduced in order to bring out 4G. The major features of 3G network involves multi-megabit internet access, voice communication over internet protocols. It will perform always access. We can receive live music, video conferencing, broadcasting, gaming, etc. 4G is a very different technology as compared to 3G, and it was made possible practically only because of the advancements in the technology in the last 10 years. Its purpose is to provide high speed, high quality, and high capacity uses while improving security and lower the cost of voice and data services, multimedia, and internet over IP. Potential and current applications include mobile web access and the gaming services, high definition mobile TV, video conferencing, etc. The key technologies that have made this possible are MIMO, multiple input, multiple output, and OFDM, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. The two important 4G standards are WiMAX and LTE. LTE means long-term evolution. 5G is generation currently under deployment. That is an improved version of 4G. 5G promises significantly faster data rates, higher connection density, and much lower latency, among other improvements. Some of the plans for 5G include device-to-device communication, better battery consumption, and improved overall wireless coverage. The maximum speed of 5G is aimed at 35.46 Gbps. The key technologies in the 5G is massive MIMO and millimeter wave mobile communication, etc. In this topic, we discuss TCP/IP in the mobile setting. The mobility of the TCP/IP host is an issue in the basic routing protocol. In the case of a mobile environment, the location of the host may change during the communication, so that additional protocols are needed for to handle this situation. The mobile IP introduced mobile support to the Internet network layer of a protocol called IP. Most application uses TCP and UDP for the communication through Internet. TCP means Transmission Control Protocol, UDP means User Data Protocol. TCP provides a reliable data delivery, but it is more complex, so that it will need special mechanism in the case of a mobile environment. But in the case of UDP is a connectionless, it will not provide the data reliability. Mobile IP is a communication protocol that allows users to move from one network to another with the same IP address. So mobile IP ensures that communication will continue without user sessions or connection being dropped. The major terminologies involved, first one is mobile node. It is the communication device that the user carries, example mobile phones. In the case of home network, it is a network to which the mobile node originally belongs to as its per assigned IP address, that is home address. In the case of home agent, it is a router in home network to which the mobile node was originally connected. Home address, it is the permanent IP address assigned to the mobile node. Foreign network is the current network to which the mobile node is visiting from home network. Foreign agent, it is a router in the foreign network to which the mobile node is currently connected. The packets from the home agent are sent to the foreign agent, which delivers it to the mobile node. Corresponding node is a device on the internet communicating to the mobile node. Care of address, it is a temporary address used by mobile node when it is moving away from its home network. Geolocation, it is the process of finding and determining the exact location of a computer or a network device or equipment. It gives the geographical coordinates and the measurements. This is used by the global positioning system to finding out the exact location of a moving vehicle or a human. So this is works by the help of pre-built GPS device. It will propagate the longitudinal and latitudinal coordinates. Locations can be identified through IP address, MAC address, or radio frequency systems. Global Positioning System (GPS) is a navigation system designed by US Department of Defense that makes use satellites orbiting the Earth. It provides geolocation and time information to a GPS receiver anywhere or near the Earth. So it will utilizes positioning, navigation and timing services. GPS is a navigation system based on satellite. It has created the revolution in navigation and position location. It is mainly used for positioning, navigation, monitoring and surveilling application. The major advantages of satellite navigation are real-time positioning and timing synchronization. A complete operational GPS space segment contains 24 satellites in medium Earth orbit.
These satellites are made into 6 groups so that each group contains 4 satellites. The group of 4 satellites is called as one constellation. Any two adjacent constellations are separated by 60 degrees in longitude, so that the orbital period of each satellite is approximately equal to 12 hours. Hence, all satellites revolve around the Earth 2 times on every day at any time. The key idea behind GPS is to use satellites in space as reference points to determine the location. By accurately measuring the range from these 3 satellites, the receiver can triangulate its position anywhere on the Earth. So the system will divide into mainly 3 segments: the space segment, control segment, and user segment. The US Air Force develops and maintains and operates the space and control segment. In the case of a space segment, the GPS space segment consists of a constellation of satellites that will transmit radio signals to users. In the case of control segments, we can track and facilitate the number of satellites and then monitor the transmissions, perform analysis, and send commands to data for the constellation. In the case of user segment, which consists of a GPS receiver equipment which receives signals from the GPS satellites and then to calculate the user position and timing. The major applications of GPS involve location sensitive building, location based information services, network planning, dynamic network control, and fraud management. GPS receiver perform only one-way transmission from satellite to users in GPS system. Hence, the individual user does not need the transmitter, but they need GPS receiver. It is mainly used to find out the correct location of an object. It performs this task by the signals received from satellites. That the block diagram of GPS receiver. The receiving antenna receives the satellite signals and it will polarize the antenna. Low noise amplifier, it will amplify the weak received signal. Down converter converts the frequency of the received signal to an intermediate frequency signal. IF amplifier amplifies the intermediate frequency signals. Analog to digital converter performs the conversion of analog signal which is obtained from IF amplifier to digital. DSP, digital signal processor, generate a C by A code. Microprocessor performs the calculation of position and provides the timing signals in order to control the operation of the digital blocks. It will send the useful information to display unit in order to display it on the screen. In this lecture, we cover the various functions of MTSO, the evolution from 1G to 5G, TCP/IP mobile settings, geolocation and global positioning system. Thank you.